Hello and welcome to the Daily Dose of Wisdom. Politics, most people think, is that thing that politicians do. And that is why most people think politics is going to vote or not going to vote, and then the rest of the years accusing politicians of all the bad things that they're doing, bitching about those bad politicians who don't listen to the people, or like being a fanboy or fangirl of this or that party or this or that politician and cheering them on. And that is what most people think politics is, kind of supporting your politicians or fighting certain politicians, bitching about them, cheering them on. Originally, politics derives from the ancient Greek word polis, and it means the community of people, community of citizens. And that means that politics is actually not just that which politicians do somewhere in Washington or Westminster or wherever, but politics is something that you do with everything that you say and everything that you do. So you could say in a way that you cannot not be political, because everything you do, everything you say has a political dimension. Everything that you do, everything you say creates some ripples in the fabric of society. Everything you do, everything you say, or don't do, don't say, creates an effect in society, because you are society. You're not just part of society, you are society. You are politics in a certain way. So ask yourself, what is the political dimension of what you usually say and usually do? You don't have to become the member of a party, you don't have to go into politics. You can just intentionally think about, what effect do you want to have on society, even if it's this small? Because, most people say, oh, I'm not going to write that letter or email to that member of Congress or that member of Parliament or whatever, because, they're not going to read it anyway and it's not going to make a difference. And because millions of people think that way, all those letters and emails don't get written, and thus the desired effect is not created. And then you can bitch about politicians not listening to you, but you have never taken any action to make them listen, because they do want to get re-elected. So if those millions of people who say, oh, I can make a difference anyway, would actually write that letter and create that pressure, maybe the politicians also would change the way they do politics. But because we limit ourselves to just voting and bitching or cheering on, those changes are not created, because we have given power away to them. And if we really wanted to take back control, we would have to see that everything we say, everything we do has a political effect and political dimension. You could ask yourself, what can you intentionally do? Which causes could you support? Could you become an activist? Could you support activist groups? Could you become a member of an activist group? Could you create your own activist group? Could you support certain citizens' lobbies to create certain pressure groups? Or how could you articulate yourself better, more effectively on Twitter, on Facebook, on wherever? Could you maybe write that letter? Which political effect do your actions in everyday life have? And how can you do the kind of actions which create more of the desired political effect that you want to create? So how can you do better politics with the whole of your existence?